What's up with you? How you feel about the list?
It's cool. I didn't think I was personally be rated that high, that high up. Me and Harold had some discussions about it. Like we talked and we were like, yeah, like personally, we would probably put Love It ahead of me, and then like just straight receiver wise, I would definitely go Pat. No order, I'd probably go Pat, Daryl, Love It, B, and then probably like Yellow as
Okay.
like solidified top five.
I
But
agree. I agree.
we'll probably touch on it later, but like one thing I was talking with him is like just the difficulty of the position. I would put like if you have a quarterback that you said in your top 10, I would just strictly put the quarterbacks like first and like in the top 10. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Because I know Fatty was the only real quarterback that made the top 10.
It is funny because when I made the top 21 for Sunday mornings,
Uh-huh.
I put six of the seven quarterbacks in there because I talked about the fact that I feel like quarterbacks was so important. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Especially
So
eights. Like it's
yeah.
fives is one thing because you can classify people as like a rusher, an athlete, or like a receiver DB. You know what I mean?
So maybe that's what it is. Like
Yeah.
a lot of people that voted were for small ball. So a lot of the more of the weapons or the defenders were respected opposed to like you said, eight is mostly quarterbacks. Like you have to have a good quarterback. And even if you aren't that good, your quarterback is still that important. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? So yeah, that's interesting. The big difference between small ball. Yeah, that's the only we see if I can link one more person in real quick.
Because I know a lot. I know, like, I was confused at first with how the voting worked, but it was you sent out like the same mass text to everybody you had contact wise, right? And you were
Yeah,
like, just send me your top 10, can't vote for your teammates, can't vote for yourself.
yeah. And
And
like I said, it was mostly just to get people I never heard of.
I
And
didn't know until
I don't play
Daryl,
every night.
yeah, I didn't know until Daryl told me like I think it was like 2 nights before the thing came out. He's like, "Hey, you made the top three," and he showed me all the votes, and I was like, "Oh, it was a voting system. Like, who got the most votes?"
Y-
So I didn't know it was because Yellow got the most votes, he was number one. Pat got the second most, he was number two. I didn't know it was ranked like that. So
Yeah,
that's
it was definitely like yeah, whoever got the most votes, whatever. I mean, I will admit this being the first one, there were some things I could have corrected, but like I said, it was more about just getting attention to the players and getting attention to. I really want the fall one to be accurate. So if we
yeah,
put out the spring one just to get y'all attention, and y'all come back for fall, and y'all amped up because of what happened in the spring joint, I think the fall joint might be more accurate. You know what I mean? And maybe we could put more of a system like some of the stuff that Pat was coming up with. Maybe we can put that type of stuff into the joint or whatever. But like I said, we'll see. It's always about the convo with me. You know what I mean? Anybody else surprised you that they were on the list? Well, no, that might be a harsh way to put it. Anybody surprised you that they weren't on the list? Who's the first person surprised you that they weren't on the list? What up, you?
Yo, yo, what's up? What's up? What's up?
What's up, man? We're already into the convo. I'll go ahead and jump and ask you what I asked him. Um, at first I asked him who's the name that surprised him that was on the list, and I was like, nah, that sounds like I'm kind of set you up. So, who's the name who's the first name that you were surprised that wasn't on the list?
I got a few of them that I was surprised wasn't. The most surprising, I think Carnes. I think that's a big name for me. That was left off the list. Especially, what I'm saying, his ability at line, what I'm saying, being a center, he can play, what I'm saying, guard, tackle, wherever you call it in flag. And even sometimes lining up at wide receiver, what I'm saying. I've seen Carnes line up wide receiver and go crazy, what I'm saying. So for me, I think that would be kind of one of the biggest names. Like I said, I got a few others, but I think that's one of the bigger ones that was left off the list. I was like, man, that's surprising.
Okay,
But
who's
also, I
the
think because I think he only plays, he barely plays now, because of his job. And he only plays Sunday morning, really, and Sunday nights too with us. So not a lot of people see him. He's not really a 5-man person. So, what I'm saying, you get that points against him, but
yeah,
still surprising.
that really hindered a lot of
Yeah,
players. The
yeah,
fact that they only play one format and it's
yeah,
usually just Sunday mornings. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But who jumped off the page to you, G? That wasn't on the list.
I was gonna say my boy James Jin.
Mm,
I feel
Yeah,
like because
yeah,
he's been playing flag a couple years longer than I have,
mm,
and
yeah,
like we've known each other for a minute now, so we're pretty tight. But like for for me to be in the top three and him not to be in the top 30,
yeah,
I think that's definitely like I would put him in the same category as like Pat, Shaq, MG, J Vel, Lovett. I feel like he's like a carbon copy of what Lovett does.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Because like this past season for his new team, he was out there playing quarterback against us for one game, and he
Mm.
made it competitive just because of how athletic he is. But you can line him up all over the secondary. He can play center. When we played like our the kind of like the non-contact tournament that we went down to JMU, he was always playing center. He was like down in the trenches blocking, like running routes from that position. Obviously, he can play receiver. So I think like complete package wise in terms of eights and fives, because he gets busy in fives. I would put him in the top at least 15 for sure.
Okay. Is there a position you're surprised wasn't represented as much, Cheetah?
Lineman. I think lineman, you know what I'm saying, kind of. Because I think your guy on your team was probably like the only legit, you know what I'm saying, kind of lineman, you know what I'm saying, that made the list or whatever. So I think linemen were kind of, I mean, you had like David. I think David was on there with the rush and everything like that. But as far as like offensive linemen, I think was kind of, you know what I'm saying, like I said, it's all about people knowing you, you know what I'm saying, seeing you playing stuff like that. But I think the linemen were underrepresented. You know what I'm saying? We got some dog linemen in the league, you know what I'm saying? And I think they were probably underrepresented in
You
this
got a
top.
quick top five so I can get you in trouble?
All right, let's go. Quick top five. Number one, I gotta put my man's Carnes in there. Number one, I think Carnes is just like I said, just his ability to be able to do too many different things. You know what I'm saying? Like as far as him versus like a linebacker matchup, I think he has the advantage pretty much versus anybody, you know what I'm saying, on the field. Um, behind him, this is gonna be hard. So yeah, you're gonna get me in trouble, man. I'm trying to think good. Um,
Do you think it's because, I'm talking to you, you think it's because it's just so much small ball going on?
that
Yeah.
too. Yeah,
That's
yeah,
why they won't
yeah,
represent it, so to say.
Because like
absolutely.
you could say like a lineman, right? But how
Right,
often, especially in like the comp level we play for fives,
right.
even going down to my first weekend Warriors this year, it was like you never saw a big dude
Yep,
playing line,
yep.
right? It's usually like for Rogue, right? I'll take Rogue for example. Connor's probably like the twitchiest guy we have, either Connor or
Mhm,
Booyah, but Connor's always playing center,
Mm.
mhm.
right? So in fives, it's like you got to put either your 1A or your 1B at receiver at center. So I think if
Mm.
we're talking just straight line, just because of like the position itself,
Yeah,
Mm.
just the technique of like how you play the position, because eights is technically contact for us in the
mhm,
line, it's a different scale than like fives line. So I think if we say line, that's great. Like I want to give the guys that are always rushing and always blocking love, but it's got to
mhm.
be separate than fives. You know what I
No,
mean?
you're right.
So
Yeah,
it's not
because five man is a small ball. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah,
it's a small man's league. You know what I'm saying? Like you ain't gonna get too many unless it's 5-man contact. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? Where they come out there with the line and everything like that. You're not gonna really see the big guys out there. You know what I'm saying? Except for maybe I think Joey kind of plays out there. I don't know how much he's been doing it recently, but you know what I'm saying? You got your Joeys. Like I said, I think Carnes could be efficient out there in fives. You know, so I think he can get out there and do a little bit of everything like that. But you're not going to see too many, like you said, legit linemen. It's
yeah.
just out there blocking and rushing out there at fives. So it's just not going to happen.
I think there's enough, especially with like the exposure we're getting for eights. I think there's
Mhm.
enough people that play like traditional line and traditional rush that you could make maybe not like a 30, but you
Right.
could make like a
Yeah.
top. You
Absolutely.
know what I mean? Because
What
Yeah.
kind of saying that? What kind of list y'all want to see next?
I mean, I like the top 30. I think, like I said, I think you just got to separate it, you know what I'm saying, between like maybe do like a line, you know what I'm saying, and then, you know what I'm saying, line and then skill players, you know what I'm saying, and then if you really want to get fancy, break it down by position, you know what I'm saying, like you got your athletes, you got your just receivers, you got your quarterbacks, you got your DBs, you know what I'm saying, you got your rushers, you got your linebackers or whatever, just break it down by individual category. Because I think, like I said, I think we have enough players, you know what I'm saying, in the league between eights and fives, you know what I'm saying, if you want to keep it like that between eights and fives combined together, you know what I'm saying? You could separate those out, you know what I'm saying? Because like I said, I've seen people at fives get busy in fives and then come out there at eights and don't really do anything. You know what I'm saying? So it's that's a thing there too.
Mm.
So
So you think I should delineate it with formats or by positions?
I think formats first. I think formats would be best first. Because like I said, I haven't been out in fives in a while. You know what I'm saying? Like I
Hmm.
haven't played fives in probably like a year and a half or so. You know what I'm saying? So I think separating between eights and fives would kind of give guys more the five guys that actually show out there at five. Because you know what I'm saying, you have separate five teams that don't play eights. So that would give them more shine. And you have the same thing with eights. You have eight teams that don't play five, you know what I'm saying? So it gives those individual players more shine, more noticed, you know what I'm saying, for everybody else to see them.
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. What else? What else interests you about the list? Not to put you on the spotlight there.
Uh, I'll probably just piggyback, like, agree with what Cheatham said in terms of like how we break down the list. I think obviously because our two biggest formats is fives. If we're talking just straight men's, right? It's
Mhm.
fives and eights. So like if you were to make like a power ranking system, like every season, so like maybe not in the summer because I know a lot of people take summer off, but back in the
Mhm.
fall, just do like what you did for the 30 for fives, maybe not 30, maybe like 15 or 20.
Yeah, I want to break it down so I can make
Yeah,
people
you
mad.
have a
Okay,
list for
yeah.
fives and you have a list for eights. Because
Okay.
like like this is my first year playing fives with Rogue, and then my first time actually experiencing in a tournament setting down at Weekend
Mhm.
Warriors. I would still consider myself like a heavy eights player because that's
Mhm.
like what I focus on. You know what I mean? And
Okay.
I feel like you got guys that are the same way, but like Cheatham said in the fives realm, like they're fives guys, but once they get
Mhm.
onto eights, it's not like they can't do it.
Mhm.
It's just like they're not familiar with it because they've been playing fives so long.
Yeah.
I agree.
You know what
I
I mean?
agree.
Yeah, once again, from the great minds of nine, talking about. We talking about flag. We got top 30 lists. We got weekly recaps. Every Wednesday, we got 4 for 10s with the people you know and those you should. Plus, every Saturday, me and the homie 3, we talking about rap. Make sure you subscribe, follow us on IG, stay tapped in. Now, talking about.
What up, Moon?
What up? What up? Morning, y'all.
How
What
you
up? What up?
doing?
What up?
Good OG.
Talking about the list, we did a good amount of talking about the list, but now that you're on here, let's get controversial, man.
Out the gate, huh?
How you feel about it, man? Who was a surprise that made the list to you?
Hey, out the gate. You giving tough questions out the gate, huh?
Yeah, 'cause I told them that I wasn't gonna ask him that, but now I asked you. I asked you. I ain't even stuttered with it that time.
So look, it ain't really no surprise for nobody because I feel like everybody has a legit place in the league. Everybody make plays. I mean, we play so much, but we've been playing for years. Everybody done made plays, and especially me. Like, I mean, I'm the oldest guy out there. I done seen everybody play 5, 4s, 8, 7. So, don't nobody no surprise. Um, there might have been some people that I would have put higher or lower. There might have been people that I'm surprised didn't make the list.
Who's that number 31 for you?
But again, my perspective is different because I've been around a long time. What'd you say?
Who's that number 31 for you? Who's that first name that jumped off that you were surprised wasn't on the list?
Well, I gotta think.
We went back and forth about you being surprised about you not being on the list. How you feel about that? Not to put you on the spot, but that's what the pod is for. Fuck it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not mad about it. I mean, again, if it's career, if it's impact, I'll be surprised. But if it's just like who's hot right now, who you see making like crazy or explosive plays, I'm not surprised. I'm consistent. Um, and again, I play so much. People respect me. I feel like for the most part, people respect me. So I'm not mad about it. I could easily make 30 names that I think deserve to be on the list other than myself. So no, I'm not. I ain't surprised.
I will say the feedback I got from y'all, what I will do next time is make a pool of players. Because I think the mistake that everybody made was, damn, I forgot about this guy.
Yeah.
When
Right.
it's somebody that's like top five, really, you just forgot about him. I think
Yeah.
everybody did that. Like I said, the last minute, people hit me up about Frank because they saw the highlights from Sunday morning. They forgot he
Mhm.
still played. Like with
Right.
Mooney, people forgot. I forgot Mooney. I seen you Monday night, like damn, Mooney is playing. I seen Tracy Sunday night, like damn, he is
Mhm.
still playing. So it's just the fact that we forget about, and it's so many.
Mhm.
Like
Right.
it's so many top 30 players, dog. Not to be
Name. Oh,
safe with it, whatever, but it's so many players, bro.
Yeah.
Tracy a name. Joey Carnes a name. Um.
James Johnson, you know what I'm saying? James Jim.
Oh, wait, wait.
Yeah.
Quiet. I
James
think
on there?
James and Frank, they so quiet
Yeah.
though.
Yeah.
And they
Wait, wait,
make
Yeah.
wait.
plays every single game, but they so quiet, so you gotta forget about them. You
I
know what I
thought
mean?
James was on there.
Not
No.
James. Nope, neither one of the James.
Oh, yeah.
Like I said, like
James
like
definitely need to
like
be
you
on
said,
there.
not even Jen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, James Jen.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Right. See, it's a lot of people
Yeah.
there, right? You kind of just forgot. They quiet, but they make plays. It's a lot of people.
I will I
But
will humbly say, me myself, and I say it because a lot of people that did make it, they went both ways. Like most of the receivers that made it, they went both ways. I think it's only me, the two quarterbacks, and Troy are the only people that didn't go both ways. And David kind of, but you know what I mean? David's David, you know what I mean? So that was a surprise to me. You know what I mean?
David crazy.
David crazy. David crazy. You can't even tell whether he effective or not.
But real quick, I got to give you credit, bro, because I feel like you did a really, really good job at putting it together. The video was cool. People talking about each other. That was actually really, really cool, bro. So flowers to you, credit to you. Bro, you did a really, really good job. You got everybody talking. We was talking about it for about an hour the other night at the co-ed. We was laughing, joking. Me, Shaq, Mark. We was laughing, joking, talking about it for a long time. So shout out to you, bro. You did a good job. I
appreciate that, man. Right back to y'all, because y'all helped me with this. Like even with, like y'all chipped in. You chipped in with the comments and the statements and stuff. So yeah, it's a community thing, man. I couldn't do it.
Bro, everybody talking. They talking.
Yeah.
And it's a good talk.
I keep saying, I hope y'all ready for the fall list then, man. I hope y'all keep talking to the fall list come out, man. Make this shit for real. Like I only had 39 voters, bro. So only had 39 voters, dog. We're gonna, it's gonna be more official in the fall, bro.
And let me tell you real quick something else. Like I feel like it was already a community, but bro, because of you and your podcast, you've created an even better community. Like you've enhanced the community. Because now people that really didn't know each other, they talking like, yo, who is that? People, it's cool. Like you've done a good job. Because to be honest, man, from my perspective, it was starting to kind of, I don't want to say die out, but it was starting to kind of, the community part was starting to fade a little bit. But I feel like this is kind of causing people to kind of laugh and joke and talk and like, who is this person? Look at these highlights. So I feel like, bro, you're reviving the community. You're reviving the FXA, man. So
and once again, from the great minds of NahmTalmBout, we're talking about FXA Top 30. All 3 drops can be found on our YouTube page. Pull up if you haven't tapped in yet and see who landed where and when what names were said or not said. NahmTalmBout.
Dell on there. It's your boy Dell Brown, man. I want to give a shout out to my man Mo. Give a shout out to that NahmTalmBout podcast. And I'm FXA. I know y'all got y'all list going on out there, man. Your top 30, your top 30. I want to shout out Mo again, man, for putting everybody on out there. I wasn't super familiar with everybody on the list, but I like the list a whole lot. I like the guys I seen on there. And I'm going to say this, they're number 1, number 2 spot. Oh, man, that's a tough one right there. That's a 1A, 1B type thing for me. I got my man Yellow Hat. I got my man Pat. Those dudes do their thing, man. Both of them didn't play in my Great 48, and this will be the second time for both of them. So I'm going to say, man, I like the list a lot, Mo. I like the list a lot. I like that top 30. And look, we need to talk a little more about this list, man, because I might need in on this. It's your boy Dell, and I'm out.
Yo, what's good, Mo? Man, appreciate you asking for my input with this again, man. Overall, bro, I think you did a pretty good job with the list. I don't think you can ever make anybody happy with, things of this nature. Everybody gonna feel like they got snubbed or feel like they should have been in it. If I had to, I guess like some of my biggest surprises, I'd say probably people like, I was surprised not to see people like Terrence Tibbs on the list, Tone Mooney, didn't really see him on there, I don't think so. And then Chris Coates, in my opinion, I think he was a little too high. Or too low. My fault. I feel like he's probably somebody you probably should have seen like later in the series. But again, like you're not gonna make anybody happy with these Jones. Never. I don't know how much input you got with like the referees and stuff like that, but I feel like their opinion probably should hold a lot of weight in these circumstances too, because they're probably exposed to more formats, more people altogether in general. But I don't really got any complaints. I think if anything is good for the community, and anybody who felt like they was snubbed off the list, it's time for them to kind of show out until the next one come out. But I don't know. I'm sure people probably came up with reasons here and there on how the list should have been better. I don't know if you got like a panel or something like that, but it's tough. Like especially when you're asking people to only vote for people who you don't play with or you don't team up with. It gets even harder like that because, naturally people are going to vote for the homies, for the boys and stuff like that. So, I don't know. Overall, man, I think you did a great job with the list, bro. Appreciate you having me on for this again. God bless you, bro. Peace.
What's going on, baby? Congratulations, Daryl, Yellow Hat. Rightfully deserved. The biggest snub I would say is me not being on the list, bro. Be honest. The only reason I'm not on the list is because I only play one format. I play eights. I don't play fives. I don't travel to tournaments. I don't do any of that extra stuff. But can't none of y'all guard me. Word to my dukes. So it's a lot of guys, a lot of corners on this list that can't guard me. Hefe. But nah, Jeff's my guy. But nah, I'll be on the next list. Trust and believe. I'm about to start showing up a lot more. I guess I gotta try fives to get on this list, but I'm the biggest snub. Fuck y'all.
I'll let you go. Give me your 2 cents on the list. What you think about it?
I like it. It's cool. I mean, it's dope. It's cool to make it. Get some acknowledgement. You know what I mean? Linemen and centers and shit I feel like they're getting a little bit overlooked sometimes in this league. A little bit. I mean, but it's a flag football league at the end of the day, you know what I mean? So it's all skill, like, you know what I mean? Like, so but it's cool for the blocking backs and shit to get some love sometime. But I feel it's a couple people that could have been on it, I feel like Curtis and James Jen, those are 2 names I would have definitely put on that list. For sure. But like you said, it's just some people get overlooked. Some people, you know what I mean, be forgetting about people. And you go back and like, damn. See him at the field, I'm like, damn, I forgot about this nigga.
Yeah, can't believe you forgot about him too. Like that.
Damn, how the fuck did I forget about this nigga?
Yeah.
Then there's niggas that, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like Ahmad is the number 1 player, like no matter what, even if he don't if he takes like 6 months off or whatever comes back, I feel like he's still gonna be the, you know what I mean, the number 1 player at any time because he can
do everything.
That's in my eyes, I just feel like he's the number 1 player. Like, not saying that Daryl's ass or anything, but I feel like Ahmad is, you know what I mean? But like you forget about him because you don't see him no more like that.
Yeah.
So like when you asked me about the list, I didn't even put him on my list, but I was like, damn. I think I seen him comment on like Facebook or something. I was like, damn, I forgot about Ahmad.
No, I mean, I will
down
admit,
like the number 1.
No, I will admit, Ahmad, like I think 3 people did vote for Ahmad, but like I said, Ahmad told me himself at the field that he liked the playing. So like I'm not going to include him in there. You know what I mean? Like people like Tone, I didn't even know Tone was playing. He said what?
I don't care. Nigga, take a year off.
So you step back on, you see him walking down, you're like, oh, this nigga. Yes, I feel
you. See the nigga coming up for the chopper Sunday nights, he be like, man, fuck.
Biggest snubs for me, I would say JR from Primetime, one-on-one nightmare, best 50-50 contested guy in the league. Tracy Hammond, I don't know who he plays for, but it ain't too many people more elusive or explosive with the ball in their hands. And then Walt, the quarterback from FDK, makes every throw and one of the few quarterbacks who makes you have to guard the whole field.
Yeah, after seeing that list, it definitely brought about conversation for sure. Very surprising people that didn't make the list, or some people that did or were lower or even higher than a lot of people thought. I think the main takeaway from that, though, is definitely like voter bias for sure and exposure bias, because it's like some people don't be playing as much as other people, and obviously the more you play, the more people see you. And some people be traveling, and some people don't be playing FXA like that. But obviously, if you're playing in travel and you're dogging these people in other different states, I feel like you should be higher on that list. All that different stuff, all these different criteria. It's like, is it, this person is better because they're a winner, or this person is better because they're an impact player? All these different stuff. I think it definitely brought about a conversation. I think for the list, if there's another one, I think a lot of different factors can go into consideration. But again, I think there'll always be some sort of bias in some aspect, and I don't think there'll ever be a perfect list because it's impossible. But I think like that list for sure just brought about a conversation where people can be like, all right, this person top 30, let's see how good they really are. Or this person didn't make the top 30, let's see how they compete against the top 30. So I think, if anything, it brought the competition level up a lot more because of that, and because people can either come for the number 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 people in that list, or they can be like, all right, I'm not on the list, let me make the list for the next season or whatever the new list is, because they're gonna have something to prove. They're gonna be like, all right, y'all don't think I'm like that, or y'all don't think I'm good, let me prove it to y'all. So I think it definitely brought about a conversation.
I'm talking to a couple of folks getting their feedback, and I know we had a couple of convos about it. I know everybody's seen your stories and your posts on the message board about it. But for the platform, let's have a little convo if you don't mind.
Sure.
Yeah, you got it. The whole floor is yours. I said convo, but it's on you.
Okay. I guess where do I start? I think the biggest feedback I got from just like backside channels of the list, like as it dropped in waves, was just kind of like, hey, like what's the process? What were the requirements to even be on the list? Um,
And you
because I
said be
think
on
I
the
meant,
list as far as the I guess nominees, so to say.
yeah. So I think it was just more of like, hey, like what's your prerequisites for even being on the list? I think because when you initially reached out to us, you were just saying, hey, give me your top 10 or give me your top 10 overall or top 10 in your position with caveats of like, hey, try not to pick players that you play with. And so it was like, okay, got it. Um, well, me bouncing around like I do, that gets pretty hard pretty fast.
Definitely.
And so it was just kind of like, okay, like realistically, I can't do that because I've played with a good amount of people. I think the only legitimate team that I haven't played with is Prime Time Sunday mornings, and I think I've like covered the bases on everywhere else.
Okay.
Um,
Well, I think my main reason for that was I just didn't want. I guess I wanted a little bit fair, so everybody wouldn't just be picking their homie, so to say.
yeah, and I understood the concept of like, hey, you're trying to get away from bias, and that makes sense. But I think like even if I'm like objectively just putting bias to the side and I can look to my left and be like, hey, Cheatham's right there and he's pretty damn good. Um, like like I'm gonna put him in my top
Yeah,
10.
of course.
And I
I
think
mean,
like there
that's
was like a whole slew of people
I think
like
it's
in that
players
panel.
like I think it's players like you and Yellow and even Sauce, because Sauce actually said that to me. The fact that y'all play so much, it's kind of hard for y'all to do that, and I can kind of
Yeah.
understand that. You know what I mean? I'm thinking about players like me or players like that only play 2 to 3, if not just one day. You know what I mean? Who
Right.
you see that one day you do pop out besides the people that you know.
Uh,
I will say, because I do agree with all of the, like I said, we had convos, so I do agree with all the feedback that you got or whatever. But I will say the only thing that I think I would change was maybe that I would give out the pool. I would give out the pool of names.
yeah,
So that way,
I agree with that.
yeah, so that way people wouldn't be forgotten. Like
Yeah,
I still like it far as like this is just an eyeball test. I don't want all this breaking down, this, that, and the third, who does this and this, that, and the third. No, I
yeah,
just want like, who do you think? If I ask you who your 10, just give me your 10. Just simple as that. But like I
sure.
said, it's easier for somebody to get forgotten. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Yeah.
And so that's so I you saw that I was starting to do that on the message board,
Yeah.
and admittedly I was kind of just to get engagement. I was deliberately leaving people off the list. So that way it was just like, okay, like I know they're active and I know they look at the group chat or the message board. And it's like, okay, I'm deliberately leaving people off. I'm not going to do the homework for y'all.
Yeah.
Like give me names, and then so that way you create engagement and then you can create that baseline of, hey, who plays where or who says they play where, and then you can kind of build upon it from there, and then that gives you the opportunity to provide that list and be like, hey, here's this select group of names. Hey, maybe it's a list of 50 people, and be like, hey, give me your 30, and then you can triage it from there. But I think ultimately, like what I was getting after, I wasn't, and we talked about it. Like it wasn't an attack on you or what you were doing. I think what you're doing, trying to spotlight FXA, is always a good thing. I think it was more of like, hey, feedback is feedback, and like if we're trying to make a better product for the next time, because you reference like, hey, in the fall, I want to do this again. How do we do it better? And it's more of like refinement of the product. So that way you can build upon your brand of non talking about, and being that brand ambassador for FXA as it stems into this stuff that's going on like at the end of this month when it comes to like Dell and his National Capital Invitational. Like that could be a reference point for him when he's like, hey, here's my list of the top DMV players in the league or in the area, and you guys can kind of bounce back and forth on names and stuff like that.
I agree. I agree. I definitely agree. But yeah, let me ask you about you. Were you surprised at where you end up at?
Honestly, I was. For just because I didn't play in the spring. I kind of took a break after states. I was just due to travel at work and just some other commitments I had to take. It just felt like it wasn't a big priority for me to play flag. But yeah, I definitely was. I was towards the end of the videos, I was thinking in my mind like, "Hey, I'm probably not on this," and I thought like maybe the requirement was, "Hey, you need to be playing spring,"
Yeah.
and so
I
I
mean,
was
because
just like,
like with a,
I
I
just
think
let it
I think
ride.
Ahmad, I think Ahmad is the only person that suffered that. The fact that I was like, nah, he actually told me he wasn't playing spring, so people voted for him, but I didn't put him on the list. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like Saul said, like I don't care. He's on the list regardless. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like everybody knows, like, and that's kind of how I see it. Like, yeah, if like a mod came out tomorrow, it's like, dude, he's fucking top 10, top 5, top one. You like maybe, but it's like you know who the guys are when they show up, and so it's just I thought that was interesting. I did say it was a surprise. I'm honored, but I think I I'm more in the camp of like I told you the other day, like I much rather like seeing the recognition on the fourth and tens because I feel like it's more like on the spot where
Mm.
they have to give feedback in real time of, hey, who's this receiver that you like gives you fits, or who's somebody that you see as a QB that you want to throw to, like that kind of stuff. So
I
I like that more than just the, hey, let me really sit down and think about a list.
I got you. I got you. Did anybody surprise you that was on the list? I know plenty of people surprised that weren't on the list, but who surprised you that was on the list? Not even like a slight situation, it just surprised you. Maybe you forgot about him.
Um,
Or wasn't anybody? Everybody was kind of expected.
I I thought when you when Troy was recognized on the list, I was thinking like, okay, like maybe there's going to be more O lineman love,
Mhm.
like towards the middle or even at the top of the list. And so I thought it was surprising for that he was recognized. Not saying like he's a bad player or anything, but I was just saying like, dang, like there was only one, and
Yeah,
I felt like there maybe could have been more love to the O linemen that give these great QBs the time to get the ball out.
yeah, that's true.
Um, I think obviously I think David, like game changer, like no issues with where he fell on the list. Like I think he's just a game record. Like even if he's only predominantly on one side of the ball, like he creates enough of an impact where it's like you have to recognize that dominance. Um, and I think the bright spots for like newcomers per se, I would say Brandon Booyah.
Yeah,
I think like he's like that whole rogue crew. That's kind of like the new wave. Kind of like Most Hated was where a few years back, where like they were the new kids on the block trying
yeah,
to press the Rock and Walloos of the world and giving them a run for their money. I feel like they really haven't like gotten over the hump yet per se, but
mhm.
like they're right there.
Yeah. Because
So I
Connor and
think those
Noah was right.
guys,
Connor
yeah,
and
like
Noah was right under them. So yeah, there's definitely a slew of them.
yeah. But yeah, I think all in all, like I'm not impressed. I wasn't surprised by the names that I saw. I think it was just there were instances where, and it got back to what my post was about, where it was like you're kind of splitting hairs of like 15 is better than 14 or 12 is better than 10. Like that's how we really felt. Where it was just kind of like, hey, like maybe triaging it into tiers. I would have been more content with it, but Other than that, I thought it was great.
For sure, for sure. Think we might start some by the position list. It's all just a start. It's just a start apart and get some eyes on some new people. That's usually what it is. Because every list is going to be incorrect at the end
Yeah,
of the day. Somebody's going to say it's incorrect. So
and
that's my
and
goal.
on right, and then the other piece to that is whether people want it to or not. Like it either created bulletin board for material for people or a massive target on their back,
Yeah,
like myself included. So it's like, okay, so now like the expectations there. Anytime I go to step on a field, it's like, hey, like you're number two. Like I expect something from you, and it's like right, wrong, or indifferent. That's just what it is. But I think the I guess if you'd call it like guidance, like I kind of watched Rock and Lou early on, like they introduced me to flag, so I kind like I saw that in real time with them, where it was like the standard was the standard, whether they wanted it or not, and it was just kind of like watching them go through that. It was, um, I thought it was a learning experience, maybe like for now, and for instance, where it's like, hey, I'm getting the recognition, and whether I want it or not, now it's like the expectation is that I'm gonna go out and ball out. So,
like I
but
said, I think we all hope that this elevates the game. Like
yeah,
every time you step up, because you're gonna get some new dudes best also. Like he's trying to make that list. There's plenty of people that's trying to make that list. It's people that got to solidify their spot on that list. So yeah,
sure,
yeah, but yeah, that's what we're here
yeah.
for, man. I
I
appreciate
had
you as
a
always. Go ahead.
Yeah, man. I had a few people. So few of the rogue guys, they reached out to me, and they were like, their biggest pet peeve was like, hey, I feel like the greats of old were recognized and not the people of that have been like kind of like that recency bias where they're like, hey, like we've been balling now and we've barely seen you play.
Mm.
So I kind of caught some flack from that, but it was just kind of like it was just another thing to keep in mind, like when the next time goes around, is like kind of setting the stage of like, hey, what time frame are we thinking about as we're making the list?
Okay.
'Cause I think that's what people were looking at too, like Frank, for example. Like nobody really sees him as frequently anymore. I think he just mainly plays Sunday mornings, but like the older guys, like we know he can
No.
ball. And so like that's not it wasn't a surprise for us to be for him to be on the list. It was
Yeah,
more of a surprise of like,
where he was.
hey, like he was at 30. The expectation is like, okay, like I better see like guys that are at his level that are
And it's
like,
funny because it goes both ways because some people are surprised to see Booyah, somebody they haven't seen in the top 10. You know what I mean? So,
yeah,
and like I said, but they're saying like, but he's crushing right now, has been crushing these last two seasons. So, of course. So, yeah, like I said, it
yep,
definitely goes both ways.
sure.
Yeah.
You gotta prove it now. Hey,
Yeah,
targets
like
on
I
your
said, that
back,
goes for me
prove
too.
it. Yeah, right. Hey, 20, man, number 20.
Yeah, like
Hey, you better get first downs every play.
I'm looking forward to it. It's another challenge, man. Real talk,
Yeah,
man.
man,
Yeah, but like I
for
said,
sure.
till next time, man. I always appreciate your time, bro.
Yeah, of course.
Nine talking about shooting shirts, long and short sleeve, SB muscle hoodies, Mo's big ass shorts, and we always got hoodies. Now I'm talking about Southside did it where? Shop with me.
But, Moon, you like I said, you the latest one to get on here. What other thoughts you have?
Who else
I
on here?
guess
Just
for
me and
future
Cheetah?
list, huh?
Who else on
No,
here?
Ye on here. Ye on here. He quiet as
Yeah,
hell,
you
but
on
Ye
Oh
on
yeah,
here.
what's up, bro?
Y'all,
Say,
y'all
say
can
something.
y'all can hear me? My shit, my connection bugged out for a minute,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
I had
yeah.
to reconnect.
Yeah, what's
Yeah.
up,
Uh,
dog?
what's
He
good?
said he was surprised he was in the top three.
Tell him stop lying.
here.
He work. He bro. So one thing about him is, well, first of all, he make plays all the time, but two, I feel
Mhm,
like you don't put in the work, big time work,
mhm, mhm.
a lot of work. Every time I see you, you working. I feel like
Yep.
you adding something different. Yeah, you come on, man. Top, bro. What?
I don't
Mhm,
want to say like oh I'm working, this person's not, but like first like I got to give credit to the quarterbacks because like it's
yeah,
Ray and Harold, and like obviously y'all know with me like it's probably if we're talking timing and in terms of just real route and you as a receivers coach, Moon,
mhm,
you kind of know. like as a real route runner and somebody who's like always crafting on air, I feel like me and Pat put in the most work with real quarterbacks, like outside actual flag. You know what I mean? Because like literally not even 24 hours ago, me and Harold were out on the field after work yesterday getting some in Tyson's with Chan too.
Well, you
Honestly,
better stop telling people.
bro,
You better
I
stop
feel
telling
like
people.
those we only be
You
out
gonna
there for
start
like
texting me
45
one, you gotta stop telling people to text me too, nigga. Stop playing.
Right.
45 hour minutes, just me and Ray, me and Harold. It's just like it's honest work because like it's simple shit is on air, but it's like stuff that we see eye to eye on that I feel like other people that like are even on the top 30 list they wouldn't see eye to eye on with the
That's true.
quarterbacks.
That's
Does that
true.
make sense?
It pays off. I see it.
It
I
shows. Yeah,
see
it
it.
shows. It definitely shows.
I could tell you putting in work. Come on, buddy.
Yeah, that's why I like working out with you, dog. You really help my game out too. Were y'all surprised by number one?
Yellow hats.
Yeah.
Nah, because he make plays. He consistent. He play every night.
Yeah.
When the
Yeah.
last time you been to the field, you ain't seen him?
Yeah.
That's
When the
what,
last
yeah.
time you seen him in a game, you ain't seen him making plays. So nah, ain't no surprise.
I don't want that. I don't want that to be something that like that takes away from him being number one though. You know what I
Right.
mean? Because like I respect him. I respect everybody on the list. But I have a lot of respect for the guys in the top 10 because I can say for every person in the top 10, like I've gone against like
Mm-hmm.
throughout the years, not just like Sunday morning, spring, Sunday night, fall. You know what I mean? It's like repetitive. But I feel like with him being like playing as many formats and as many nights as he does, that's more of like a salute to him being able to
Yeah.
do that. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Obviously, like if I could or if other people could play as much as he could, then we probably would as well. But I don't want that to be like a sole reason where, oh, like he only made the list because he plays all those formats. You know what I mean? Like I
Yeah,
feel
like you
like
said,
to
you see
that
him
is more
every
of
night,
a
but you
salute
see him
to him
making plays every night. So you see the yellow hat flying over the
making
field
plays.
every
Yeah,
single
yeah,
night. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, definitely can't knock him at number one, man. He is well deserved. Like I said, he's out there making plays, man. You can't knock that. You can't knock that.
I will say that is one text I got was, yeah, this top 10 is about the most accurate.
Yeah. Yeah. Now you can make arguments for other people, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. But like I said, you can't at number one, if he's number one, you can't argue that. You know what I'm saying? Like it's you gotta respect it. You know
Hey,
what I'm saying?
real quick. So who was top 10 again?
Uh,
That being said, that being said though, if we're forcing one in the 10, all I'm gonna say is Harold needs to be in the top 10
I give you that too.
because
Yeah.
we talked about earlier, Mo, in terms of the quarterback position.
Yeah.
And how high he's playing that position. And
Yeah.
because this year we were at the point Sunday nights we were 1-4 or 1-3, so
Yeah.
we basically had to because we had a forfeit game, had to win out to make the playoffs, and that
Yeah.
was he sent a text out to the chat saying if we hadn't made the playoffs, that would have been Harold's first time in 15 years never making the playoffs.
yeah,
Yeah.
15
So
years.
that was a big like damn. I'm like thinking about it. I'm like he was playing flag at a high level before I could walk. If you think about it, right? So if he's made the playoffs every single one of those years,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
this would be the first year he doesn't make it, that was like an oh shit moment for us. So we kind of had to lock it in.
But
Locked
yeah,
in.
But yeah,
top 10,
shout outs to definitely top 10.
I think top 10 was
Definitely
Fanny
need
was
to be in there.
10, then
Mhm.
Cheatham, then Orlando, then who was 7? Mark,
Mark, yeah.
then
The J.
was it Jay? No, Booyah was 6.
Booyah. Yeah.
Then J Vale, then Shaq,
And then Jay Shaq.
Yeah.
then Yee, Pat, and Yellow.
Yeah.
Like I said, I think
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
kind of
You
agree with
can't.
all the text. It's
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
accurate, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Yeah,
Yeah.
and
You
I'm
can't
happy
argue with it.
Orlando made it in there also because
Yeah.
Orlando,
I was
I didn't
surprised
know
by that.
much.
Yeah.
I didn't know much about Orlando,
Yeah.
but like I said, everything I heard from people and what I see, he's
Yeah. I know
definitely
Orlando. Yeah. Like I
Oh,
said, I played
this
with
was
him.
all current. This was all current players, right?
yeah.
Like
It
people
definitely
that
wasn't like I said. It definitely like Walu, Rock. They weren't on there. You know this because you
Mhm.
haven't seen him in a long time. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Kai, he probably would have made the list even though he's not from here, but he's played enough vibe up tone. They
Okay,
probably
now
wouldn't have made the list, but you don't see him enough. So
I know I gave you a mod. I'm pretty sure I gave you a mod on my list,
yeah,
right?
yeah. And for that
I don't
reason, he's
even
not playing. Like
yeah.
Amar, yeah, Amar had 5 votes, but like I
Yeah.
said, I took
Yeah.
him off because he told me to himself he wasn't playing. I wasn't gonna have Pat in there, but I seen Pat play that night. I'm like, okay, Pat is on there. You know what I mean? So yeah, Amar would have made the list, but like I said, he wasn't playing. I think Pink Hat. Like I've never seen Pink Hat play, but
Yeah.
They say so is Pink Hat playing right now?
No, he just
Played
moved.
us for the first game, but he got his I think gig coaching flag
Okay.
in DC.
Okay.
We had to take him off the roster.
He just
Okay.
moved to he just moved to Iowa. He got a big time job out in Iowa. He just moved.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what's up.
All right.
Well, yeah, man. I don't know if there's anything else y'all want to chop on. Touch on or whatever. But I definitely enjoyed and appreciate y'all time. This won't be the last time I have y'all on here. This won't be the last list. This won't be the last convo. I'm steady trying to stir some shit up, man. Especially if it's about bringing light to players. You know what I mean? Like, speaking of Orlando, I'm happy Booyah got that much prop.
Yeah.
Because people don't
Yeah.
know about Booyah. That motherfucker is.
Yeah.
Facts.
My bad. But yeah, that boy, whew.
Yeah, he can play.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you
He just
definitely
beat
gonna
us the other night.
Yeah.
you definitely gonna have some people out there now trying to make a name for themselves, you know what I'm saying? Trying to go out there and make some plays now. So I'm interested to see, man.
Yeah,
I'm
me
glad
too.
for it. Like I said, just big hats off to you for doing this, man. You know what I'm saying? Showing love to people. I think, like I said, I think it only goes up from here, man. With all the hype and everything like that.
Yeah, keep it up, bro. Keep it
Yeah.
up.
Long y'all with me, man. I keep it up, man. I appreciate y'all, man. Till
Yes,
next
sir.
time, bro.
All right,
All
y'all.
right.
All right.